Enrique Santos streaming live.
Enrique Santos is a popular Miami radio host. What sense do you get from your listeners on this election?
It's, I would say it's the most divided it's ever been.
Favorito.
In Miami, Latinos make up 70% of the population, and the Latino vote in the hotly contested state of Florida could play a huge role in choosing who goes to the White House.
Opinions are very, very split, especially within the exiled Cuban and Venezuelan community that are for Trump and believe that Biden represents socialism and everything that they left Venezuela and Cuba for, and are afraid of that happening here.
You can sound off on my IG, my Insta poll.
I have some people who are calling me communist for having my own opinions. You know, I'm very careful not to preach to my audience. I like to inform my audience, give them the tools to empower them.
But fears of socialism are real for 24-year-old Gabriela Quintana. Do you think Joe Biden is a socialist?
Okay, I believe he inclines a lot to the left.
She immigrated to the U.S. from Venezuela 10 years ago.
I believe he coquetea, how do you say, he flirts with the socialist ideologies.
She's voting for the first time as an American, but in her heart, she's voting for Venezuela.
The United States is one of the greatest countries in the world. And once, many years ago, Venezuela was a great country too. We lost it completely. And it's ruined because of socialist ideas. So I defend the person who defends democracy.
How important is the Latino vote in 2020?
You know, we have been saying that the Latino vote is important in every election.
As CEO of the Naleo Education Fund, Arturo Vargas has dedicated his career to understanding Latino politics and voting.
But the fact is that in every election, it just becomes more and more important because the size of the electorate is growing exponentially.
The U.S. Latino population eligible to vote has grown almost 40% in the last 20 years, giving it increased political clout.
And when you talk to Latinos, they want to hear more than just about immigration. They want to hear about the economy. They want to hear about jobs, public health. You have to meet Latinos where they are.
Hello. Activists have been going door to door to encourage Latinos to go to the polls. A record 32 million Latinos are eligible to vote.
I'm here to talk about the upcoming elections.
And registration efforts have added millions to voter rolls, though more than 10 million remain unregistered.
All right, thank you guys.
With effort, there are millions of Latino votes that could be had by either party. You grew up in a conservative family, all Republicans, but now you have switched your party affiliation. Why?
Yes, very Republican. I switched because it was because of Donald Trump.
Sarah Bybee Fisk grew up in California, the daughter of a Mexican mother and a white American father. She now lives with her family in Gilbert, Arizona, outside of Phoenix. What was it about President Trump that made you leave the Republican Party?
In particular, the way he talks about people.
Her blunt assessment of the president is the kind of sentiment that could nudge Arizona from red to blue.
You can't say that Mexico is sending their worst people. Rapists and murderers. Any person who can say that with a straight face does not know the people who come here to work. They are mothers who have strapped babies to their backs and walked across deserts, swum across rivers. And when you are Mexican and you hear your people being talked about that way, it's a no. It is a no. And I think that Latinos in Arizona are understanding that good things can't come from a bad man.
Not everyone agrees. Sarah has gotten pushback, especially from the members of her church. She's a Mormon, a traditionally conservative group.
Some people have said I should repent, right? That they've indicated that this is somehow a flaw in my character. There are just some people who think that it's Republican or nothing.
Hubieron muchas sorpresas.
But that's the beautiful thing about democracy, the beautiful thing about our country, that we can agree to disagree, that you can vote your conscience and not, they always tell us this is the most important election of our lifetime, right? I think this one really is.
Still to come on The Deciders, the power of Asian Americans on the rise.